But Jake, I read a book. I
Don't I
read a
know it?
big ass book.
Don't I know it?
I do want to bleed into this with a little bit of a story, and then we'll get there.
Yeah.
Because I need to say what like led me into reading this book exactly,
Okay.
why I chose this book. So we've had the book on the mobile library. If you're new to the channel, I am a mobile librarian, and I work on a bookmobile,
What a
in a
cool ass
bookmobile.
job, by the way.
Great
What a
job,
cool
love
ass job he
best
has.
best job ever, especially considering reading is a hobby of mine. But Way of Kings has been on there since Wind and Truth came out. We got the first and the fifth, and they've been on the van ever since.
Hell yeah.
And I've been reading other things. I know it's there. It's 1,000 pages, so I'm like, I'm not ready to just dive right into that, but like, whatever. So it's always been there. I knew as I was wrapping up Will of the Many that I wanted to read a book next, and I was telling you how I was doing a lot of like first books and series just to get a feel for some things for next year. And it was between Way of Kings and your dragon book, the Fire and Ash or
Oh,
Blood,
yeah.
and
Yeah, yeah.
I have the ebook of that. Didn't
Okay.
I didn't choose. I went on Goodreads. I saw
Ryan
what had the
Cahill is who he's
better.
referring to. Great
Yeah,
author
I saw that one reviewed much
of Fire
better
and Blood.
than the
Yeah.
other.
I mean, yeah. Go
And
on.
so I finished Will of the Many. And here's the real kicker, man. I'm at this town called Carthus, Pennsylvania. It's not the best internet zone for my internet. So that was the day of Silk Song's release, which things crashed a lot because everybody was going on at the same time to buy it to begin with. Then I was able to finally purchase it, and I had to wait. And I was a little scary at first. The download time was like 11 hours, but we got to a spot where I was able to get it down to 3 and something hours. I was like, okay, I will still have many hours of this day by the time it's done, but I need something to do while I wait. I had probably wrapped up Will of the Many 2 or 3 hours prior. So at the same time, I was like, should I start something heavy? And I finally was like, I gotta wait 3.5 hours. I plan to do nothing but play Silk Song today, anyways. I'm gonna start this book. Did I say the book Way of Kings? Did I say that?
Mm-hmm.
I
You
read Way of
slipped it in
Kings.
there.
Good.
You didn't
Okay.
give it its due justice, but you slipped it in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
The Way of Kings by one Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah. Yep. This book has been on my radar for a very long time, and then it's been on like my I'm about to start it radar for about a year or so. And the moment just felt right, and I gotta tell you, man, I mean, I had a really good time reading that book. I had a really good time reading that book. And like most high fantasy, the beginning is a little like confusing at first as you're trying to like wrap your brain around everything. But I mean, once he does a really good job of getting that out of the way in like the first 100 pages, and then it's time to go, which I appreciate. I'm trying to say as much spoiler free shit as I can
Yeah,
before
I've
I
got a
get
lot of
into like,
spoiler free I can say.
yeah.
Dune, let me go for a second.
Yeah.
Dune brought me to reading Brandon Sanderson and The Way of Kings, made sure I'd never leave. It is one of my favorite books of all time,
Yep.
and I think it is one of the
It's
greatest
pretty
modern
solid.
books ever written. It is the perfect book for the everyday reader, right? It is the perfect book for somebody, maybe not how about the
Maybe
everyday
not the
man, not the everyday reader. Sorry. I mean like the everyday man. That somebody who maybe they're not sure if this is what they want to do, if they love reading or not. His books, man, these Mistborn and this, they are so easy to read to me. They're so fun to read for me. Some people would say they're slow burn. I don't quite feel that way. I think they're very action packed. I think they're very fast paced, and the payoff on every book is so unbelievably worth it. I just can't recommend. I don't know. What do you say? What do you say about a book? I mean, everybody agrees, right? Goodreads, it's very, very, very highly rated. It is just a modern masterpiece. I love it.
You'd have to be pretty nitpicky to find a lot of flaws in this book, or just not be like somebody who likes this kind of shit.
Listen, I could find some flaws, but
sure,
but
I would be nitpicky.
it's fun. The book is fun, emotional, inspired. Like there are points in this book where I was like vibrating with excitement, and within 100 pages, maybe less, I was crying. That's a good fucking book. I don't care what any. There's no nitpick to that. That's a
Yeah.
beautiful book. That's a
Yeah.
good book, man. It
Yeah.
is. I can't say enough. For me, it's one of my favorite books of all time. The series for a while is in my top favorite series of all time. It's just a great fucking book. It's a great book, and I think it's for everybody. I think everybody would enjoy this book.
One of my favorite things about it is you don't feel its length. I mean, dude, I don't read a lot of books that are 1,000 pages. Um,
It's an
I
excellent compliment that you're
it's in
giving, and I couldn't agree more.
yeah.
I
I
feel
mean,
that
I've
way. The first three of these books are all like that.
I love Wheel of Time, but even
But you'll
those
feel it. You'll
aren't
feel it.
as like if I know if Robert Jordan wrote an 1,001 paged book, I'd be like, this is gonna kill. Like his 600, 700 word books feel bigger than this
So
1,000 page book.
So, one of the slight nitpicks that people have about Brandon are the prose isn't that good. And in these first three, I can't disagree enough
I was gonna
because
say
for me,
I disagree with
it's all
that entirely.
perspective.
Sure.
It's all perspective. It's what are you trying to get out of the book?
Yeah.
And for me, for a commercial success that everybody is going to love,
Mhm.
they're easy to read with good ideas, great characters that pull emotions out of you. That's a great fucking writer, man. That's a
Well,
great writer.
well, let's
So, and like you said, it's so true, man. I can't, that is a very important point. People will look at this book and say they can't read it because
yeah.
it's so big.
It's
You do not
daunting.
feel it.
The margins are, like tight.
I've got a couple copies. Here's a copy.
I mean,
Here's a copy. This is the one you look at and you're like, that's a chunky book.
that's the
It's
version I
so big
read.
that for the
That
leather
version there
bound,
is what
they're
we
like, we
have.
have to split it into two.
It's the
That's,
Titanic movie VHS set of books.
yeah.
Yeah.
I will let you know that when I reread this, I reread this in 2 days. The second
You
time I
said
read it.
that.
That's crazy. No, no, the second book I read in 2 days the first time. On reread of this one, knowing what happens, I still read it in 2 days. How
Yeah.
absurd is that, man? That's how good this book is.
That's because it's the plot in general is very enticing. Like what really got me through it was I just wanted to keep the characters themselves, but wanting to know what happened. This is what I want to say too. Another spoiler free thing is just I've read a lot of books this year, dude. I've read a lot of books in the past couple years since I've been working at the library. I've read a lot of books in my life, but this year in particular, I've read a lot of big, fantasy series type of books. I've seen a lot. And we've had this discussion. There's a lot of stuff, things that we love that start off a little derivatively, a little here and there, and then they evolve.
Yep.
Aragon was big. The Aragon series, the first
Wheel of
two
Time.
books are solidly derivative things, but they branch out around third or fourth and become their own thing. And a lot of these series do that. Wheel of Time for sure. This was a very refreshing that I didn't even know I need refreshed by type of way to start a
Very
series.
unique, huh?
There's no story point that I don't find entirely just original. Following Kaladin is a slave bridgeman. Bridgeman. I I was like, this is new. This is entirely new. The world feels so alive with these
It is.
new things. And you know me, dude, I love a world that's alive. I love a world that is rich in different cultures, like Wheel of Time. Like that's one of the things I love about Wheel of Time the most is just that attention to like how different people and different traits they have in different places of the world that is being created. And
Yes,
there's
sir.
that, but there's also like spirits, there's a religion, there's a backstory, all sorts of things. You know what the fuck's going on. I finished this whole first book today, man. And on my drive back from my stop, I re-listened to the prelude and the prologue because I was like, okay, that was the portion of the story that I didn't know what the fuck was going on when it started. So I want to go back and re-listen to it. The prelude, still fucking nonsense to me. I get a little more out of it, but still fucking nonsense to me. But the prologue with Zeth
Yeah.
was much more understandable. I was like, oh, actually, this did a really good job of presenting things. The prelude, I was like, yeah, I get a little bit more out of this, but I still am like, no fucking clue, which is good, which is kind of how you want to feel in these kind of things. It tells a
I think
very
it's a 10 out of
complete.
10.
It is a 10 out of 10. I couldn't not say it was a 10 out of 10, dude. I just, before I knew it, I was so wanting to read more of it very quickly.
This is when he was at the peak of his powers. This is when he was at the peak of his powers. It's truly unbelievable. So he started writing this book in 1997.
Yeah, he wrote a thing at the beginning, like a little thing by
Did he?
Brandon. Yeah, of that
So
soft
in
cover
in the
one.
new stuff he's come out with, you can buy like a primer or like his first versions of the book and everything. And I've listened to him interview that he talked about like that he got the idea for the chasms while on like hiking trips in Utah and everything.
Sure.
It's just what did it? I'm never gonna do it justice in talking about what this book means to me, but man, it is just that good. It is
It's pretty fucking
so
good.
so good.
It's
It just did. It also just did something to me when I read it that I had never experienced before.
yeah.
When I at the time, I've since experienced it with other books, but at the time, it just changed my life. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
loved it so so much.
It has that atmosphere to it. I mean, it, like, to me, even though it was all completely original, I have had a lot of hype moment in books
Hmm.
this year, and it still stood out. But I think if the only other thing was, like, you said you read Dune and then it was this, so it's like, if I only had one other good book to compare the epicness in this to, I'd probably be a fucking mess, because it was. I feel like the other things I read this year got me ready so that it didn't completely wreck me by how good it is. Now, that being said, I still think Wheel of Time is better. Like,
Because it is.
Fires of Heaven is still my favorite book I've read this year, and my favorite book. I can't say enough good about that fifth Wheel
Everybody,
of Time book.
everybody, I want you to know something. This man asked me to do this podcast with him, and maybe for a second I debated it, but he makes comments like that. He makes comments like that, and I say I'll never go anywhere, but I'm here
I've
forever.
I've read a lot of good books this year, and that
Fuck, what a
includes
comment by you. God
that
damn.
includes the dragon, or Jesus, what's the fourth Wheel Time book called?
Shadow
Not the dragon,
Rising.
Shadow Rising, and the sixth one, whatever that one's called again, Lords of Chaos. Also good books,
Eh.
also good books, but man,
Great
Fires of
book.
Heaven was so fucking good. So, still not better than that. But that being said,
Brandon wouldn't say that his are better, by
I
the
had
way.
to
He
get
also loves The Wheel of Time.
I had to get 5 books in. I still really love those first 4 books, don't get me wrong, but it took 5 books to give me that. This first book, dude, was so good that
Hmm.
I was like, "Ooh, that
What
gets
if I
close."
told you? What if I told you the second one's better? And
Well,
what if I told you
you
for a lot
did.
of people, the third one's better? I know it's mind blowing though, dude. It's
It's
so fucking
it
good.
makes me excited. Well, here's the thing too. I've As in love with Wheel of Time as I am, I bought them all digitally because they were on like a cool sale, but I don't
Mhm.
own any of them. I haven't bought them. I'm kind of waiting for those special editions. I was halfway through Way of Kings. I mean, I I bought Words of Radiance
What a fucking book you hold in your hands, my friend.
and Oathbringer. I bought them both because I was
What
like,
books you hold in
and
your
like, we have
hand.
them we have it. I don't think we had the second one, but we had the third one. But I was like, I don't care. I want these books. They're fucking
Hey,
awesome. And if the second
yeah.
one's that good, I'm starting it tomorrow, dude. I'm starting it. I didn't think I was gonna. And then I finished this book today and I was like, okay, yeah, I guess I gotta know what the fuck else is gonna happen with all this shit. There's so many things
Yeah.
that happen in just the last bit. That's the thing. This book tells this crazy awesome story for the whole book, and like touches upon like the lore of some things. And then right in the last like 50 pages, it's like, here's some fucking info dumps on you. Read the sequel, bitch. God damn, what a book. What a book, what a book, what a
Yeah.
book.
Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. I know that's dramatic, but it is. I love it. I love it so much.
Let's get
Let's talk
into
about the
some
book itself.
spoilers. Jake, give the outline plot. Say the plot of this book, and then we're gonna
Hmm.
dive into some scenes.
Honey, I have some tea. My throat is bugging the shit out of me.
Shrink that tea, boy.
Hmm. Okay. we're following 3 different characters. I think that's fair to say. 4, I don't know, 3
More
that I
or
think are very
less.
important. 3 that are very important in this book. Dalinar, Shallan, and Kaladin. As Chase already mentioned, Kaladin is a bridge man. A bridge man is a slave whose job it is to carry the bridges over very large chasms, however you want to say it, as humans are
Chasms.
fighting a war against this species, this alien-like species that's also on this planet named Roshar. And Kaladin and all of the
Prashandi.
other are the Parshendi. They're fighting this war against them, and at first you don't really know why, but say that for later. Kaladin and his groups are all slaves, and many of them die repeatedly. People die very constantly during these bridge runs. But Kaladin's a fucking hero. Kaladin, from the beginning of the book, is kind of seeing this little spirit floating around him that are called Spren. And
Yeah, they're like common in the world.
but Spren are common in this
Love
world. There are
Spren.
wind Spren and fire Spren, and they're just like, little mindless fairy-like creatures. They're
Yeah.
mindless. They're mindless. Except for
Except,
Kaladin Spren.
yeah.
Silfrena.
Yeah.
That sets the backdrop for Kaladin. Shallan is trying to become a scholar, is a scholar, and is going to learn from Josna Colin, the world's leading scholar. Maybe that's how we'd say what she is. I
She's
don't
a
know.
heretic.
She's a heretic because she does not believe in the Vorin religion. Man, what? I used to be really smart.
The Almighty.
I was like a great lawyer at one
Yeah.
point, and now my head is filled with like the Vorin religion out of nowhere. And without going too far into spoiling and talking about what she's doing, you learn that Josna's family had what is called a soul caster. And a soul caster has gems on it. It goes around your hand. And with it, you're able to do the transform items in the world. So armies use it to make shelter and make food. You can make metals out of it. You learn that her family had one and it broke. So she has come to Josna with the intention of stealing Josna's soulcaster, as these are very rare items. Okay. That sets our scene for her. Dalinar Colin is the shit, and he is the dead king's brother, and he is having this role of helping his nephew become the new king. And throughout the beginning of the book and for a while, he is having visions that he's not understanding during, like, think about how much stuff I'm putting in here, like about the world
And
itself.
holding back. Yeah.
He's having visions about during these high storms. And a high storm is a storm that sweeps the whole earth on a set number of days. I don't remember exactly how it works, but everybody's afraid of them because they destroy everything and they tear things down,
Big
whatever.
ass
And he's
storms.
big ass storms. And during these, he's having these visions where he's seeing the past or the future. You're not sure exactly what's happening at first. And he feels very guilty for his brother's death, and he feels very responsible to help his nephew.
Yeah.
Oh, and he used to be an absolute demon and murder everybody.
He's like
At
the
war.
craziest
He's the
warfare
Blackthorn.
man
He
of
used to
all
kill
time.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't see it like from you're meeting this guy as he's Uncle Iroh, like in Avatar, but not like when Uncle Iroh was General Iroh. Like you're meeting him at like when he's really the best version of himself.
Well stated.
Thank you. He gave me a lot of those vibes. I'm telling you, dude, there are no characters in this book I don't like, but Dalinar Kholin is a fucking G unit.
Who's your favorite? Is it Dalinar or Kaladin? You fall into one or two.
I don't know, dude. I don't
You fall into one or the other.
Ugh.
Can I tell you?
The whole book, it was probably Kaladin. That ending scene with the
I know.
last
Let's not
two
do it yet.
scenes.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about that scene specifically.
It's probably him
I
right
just want you to
now.
know, mine first read was Kaladin, second read was Dalinar.
No doubt.
So I don't know what
That's
that
a beautiful
means.
thing. I mean, that just means you like where this guy keeps going enough that like
Dalinar's the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. how do we continue? How do we continue without just telling everything that happens in the
I
book?
I think at this point, shitters, if you don't watch it, get out of here. Or you didn't read it, get out of here because
I would like to
we gotta
remind
talk about
people,
things.
if you're here, it's a little later, and I should have mentioned this. If we hit 100 subscribers, I will be giving this book away to one subscriber. So if you don't, that'd be nice if you want to get involved in that. I'll pay for the shipping. I'm paying for everything. I'm giving this book away. So